Well, let's start off by congratulating Colgate. That's a really good football team, really well coached. I mentioned the coach before the game, how impressed I was with their football team, and after the game as well. Just they're well coached, they're disciplined, they're hard-nosed kids, and have a lot of respect for those guys. On the flip side, I have a ton of respect for our guys, and they had a great week of practice, had great focus and energy. We tried to change the narrative on them a little bit and talk about what I think is the best defense in FCS. And I think we probably proved that out today. And then we challenge the offense as well. Challenge the Rams, challenge the offense that, if we can get 9 points, we got a chance because they don't give up a whole lot. And our guys took it to heart, and we had a pretty spirited Thursday and Friday, and our guys were focused and ready to play, and I'm excited for those guys. Once again, take nothing away from Colgate. That's a really good team and an excellent program, and so much respect for Coach Hunt. But that Bison were going to be pretty tough to beat today.
Colgate said that at halftime they felt like they had you where they wanted you. How were you guys feeling coming out of that on your end?
What's interesting, because we said the same thing when we came out of halftime. We said at 14-0, I thought we had them where we wanted them to get them into a four-quarter game because we're used to that physicality. And the opening drive of the second half, I think, ended the game, to be honest with you. Easton Stick was phenomenal on that opening drive of the second half, changed a couple things, made a couple of big-time throws. And then the touchdown pass to Shep, we were just saying, play fast, it's going to happen fast. And he played it as fast as you would expect him to, and Shep was right there. And I just can't say enough great things about Easton Stick and the type of player he is. And I think, everybody saw it today, what a special football player he is and what a great leader he is.
8 consecutive trips to the semifinals. When you hear that, what do you think?
Never take it for granted, and I hope nobody does, because it's really hard to do. To think that it's the norm for our kids to be in finals and play college football. That's not typically what happens to college students, but for our guys, that's the only thing they know is to be in the finals and prep for a national semifinal. We'll have a bunch of guys that will graduate on Friday afternoon, and I would assume we'd play Friday night, and we'll roll as normal. But there'll be some challenges this week because of the final schedule and stuff. But it's truly remarkable what we always talk about raising the bar, and it's tough when the bar is as high as it can go right now anyway. But these seniors have had a phenomenal run.
Defense taking one of their 5 shutouts.
Absolutely. So did our offense. We really they had a really good defense. I told the guys, and I told you guys on Monday, they get off blocks and tackle really well. And that's what I saw again today. They got off blocks and they tackled really well. We thought they'd have a hard time defending the wheel route with Bruce, and I think somebody else caught one, and they did. We were able to get a couple of those. We knew they would try as much as they could to double Shep. They did. Really pleased with Dallas. Really pleased with Phoenix. Really pleased with Christian. They came up with some big plays when we needed to.
Can you tell us what happened?
I didn't know much until getting in the locker room. They just said he was out, and so an elbow. I think they're doing an MRI or X-rays right now.
Chris, able to get that stop on 4th down in the second quarter, then you capitalize and get that touchdown drive. Did you just feel like you had everything going kind of on your side?
Well, no, not necessarily in the first half. I just thought that we had to weather the storm. There was a lot of things that probably didn't go our way in the first half, and had some penalties that we were able to overcome, but we can't have. And then, we missed out on a couple of the replays that were close. And our guys, we talked about it. You can't control those things. And I thought our guys did a really good job of blocking out the adversity and getting off to a nice 14-0 lead. And I thought once it got to 21, we were probably going to be pretty tough to beat because I didn't think they were going to be able to get 3 scores on us.
How much of a difference maker is it not giving up any turnovers to a team that's 3rd in turnover margin coming in?
Yeah, explosive plays we talked about, and we didn't give up any explosive plays to those guys. I think they had a 22-yard rush and a long pass play of 21, and we had a long run of 42 and a long pass of 25. But we said we could not lose the explosive play battle, and we could not lose the turnover battle, and I thought we did a really nice job there.
I want to More about Easton, for him to be able to lead this team against a defense that has done so much against so many. I mean, just the preparation that he went into it this week for him. Did you kind of see him go to another level?
Yeah, I thought he did a phenomenal job sitting right in front of us for 5 days and dissecting what he saw on film. And that's the challenge that we told both offensively and defensively. Now everybody has double-digit games, 11, 12 games, and you have to be able to hone in on a lot of different things to try to come up with a game plan. And then from that game plan, you have to be able to adapt and adjust. And I thought we did a really good job of adapting and adjusting. They blitzed us more than they probably typically have blitzed all year, but I think they needed to try to make a play, because they, with us not turning the football over, and you have a fifth-year senior that doesn't turn it over, makes it really tough to beat. When we were forcing those guys to go 60, 70, 80, 90 yards for a score. Cam Peterson was dynamite today. He was banging them, every one of them, out of the end zone, so they have to go 75 yards. And most of the film that we saw, they had short fields because of either special teams or getting a turnover.
Have you or your agent talked to Kansas State about the job opening down there?
Yeah, Mike, we discussed it a little bit with the team on Monday, that there was going to be some outside noise, and we needed to block out the outside noise this week. I did have a conversation with Kansas State this week, but I think 6 or 7 other guys had a conversation with Kansas State this week, and that's as far as it's gone.
An offer to you?
No, it has not. Not that I'm aware of. I don't know. I don't know, Mike. Like I said, I had a conversation. I know 6 or 7 other guys had a conversation, and that's the last I've heard. And that was late in the week. And my focus is on this football team and our ability to continue to move on. And I've got 24 seniors that I brought in here that are really important to me. I don't know that, Mike.
What can you say about those guys being able to keep their focus despite all of that this week?
Well, it's a sign of a bunch of mature kids that are great leaders. I thought that was the important thing for me, is to get it out in front on Monday and talk about it. I thought that put them all at ease, and to be able to say, okay, good, coach is going to be honest with us and upfront with us, and I was. And now, lo and behold, we're on to the next week, and we'll attack each day as they come.
And you know it as being part of the profession, but how tough is that on you personally to know you're putting that stress on these kids?
Well, it's part of the profession too, and I'm fortunate. I've got a family that loves me to death, and I love them, and I've got a lot of support system from our players and administration and stuff, and it's college football, and that's the way it is with the signing date and stuff. And FCS playoffs, it probably doesn't match, but in the same respect, it's college football's not changing. The early signing date's not changing, and I'm going to continue to focus on what I can control, and that is on a daily basis getting this football team ready to play.
Any promises to the team about sticking around until the season is over?
Nope, we talk about a daily basis. I hope we have a great practice on a Thursday and a Wednesday, and hope we have a great game today.
Trying to take away Darius Shepard. How big were Phoenix Squirrels and Dallas Freeman, their potential or their contributions here today?
They were great, and I was so happy for Phoenix. He had the one that was a tough catch and didn't come down with it, and Easton went right back to him on the what we call a rubber route for a touchdown. He made a huge catch on a in-breaking cut in the first half. He's getting better and better, and happy with him. Dallas stepped up. Dallas was healthy, and that really helped us, having a healthy Dallas Freeman. And Christian continues to get better, and we assume they were probably going to double Shep.
Preference of either South Dakota State or the new team in Kennesaw State?
It doesn't matter. I would have probably assumed South Dakota State would win that game. I don't know what the score is and things, but I would assume they would probably be the team.
To go finish watching it together as a team, or when you guys start practicing for them, knowing or expecting at least?
Well, it doesn't matter who we would play. If it's Friday night, and I think we'd learn that later on this evening, we would do something tomorrow. Probably not a practice, but we would do something. You realize these kids have a lot on their plate with finals starting on Monday.
We appreciate if this process gets done sooner the better with either Kansas State or anybody.
Yeah, I believe it will. But once again, guys, that's all I know, and there's a lot of speculation out there, and I told you what I know. I had a conversation, but other people did, and that's the last I've heard. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh yeah, all week Coach Buda had been harping on the D and saying, get back to the basics. doing the things that we've been doing since fall camp. So that's what we did. We just got off the ball and then just made plays happen. So.
Dallas, describe being healthy and being out there and being able to contribute that you've pretty much done all season long.
Man, it was a surreal moment. I love being out there playing with the guys next to me, and just being able to contribute to the field is really what makes the team successful and has trust with Easton and all the receivers. So it's just another target he can throw to.
Did you catch that ball? Was it a deep one?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Derek, they were the team of 5 shutouts. Did you guys take note of that?
Yeah, we didn't pay too much attention to their defense, knowing that our offense wouldn't have any problem with that. So we just worried about their offense and then what we could control.
Chris said he tried to change the narrative on you guys and say you guys are the best defense. Is that kind of what the conversation was all week?
Oh yeah, he was telling us that they had the best defense. I think just trying to get us ready, but I think everybody in the room knew who it was. So.
Put it this way, how important was it to do what they did to other teams, shut them out?
Oh, very important. Whenever you can shut out a team, that's huge, especially in the playoffs.
Dallas, 8 consecutive semifinals for this team. Obviously you're not part of all of them. What does it mean to keep that string going?
Just tradition. For the younger guys coming in, it just gives them something to look forward to and work hard at. And for us, it's just another milestone that we're just doing it together.
Really, why do you think your guys are effective coming out?
Yeah, it was a lot of man coverage, and they kind of stayed consistent with that the whole game. And so it really just comes down to making plays in those situations. And I thought the plan early was really good. Coach Mess put together a really good opening drive there, and guys executed, played fast. And it's always huge to get on the board on the first one.
Bruce, how much, I guess, did the offense take things personally, knowing what Colgate's defense had done during the year?
It was a personal message, everybody was harping on how good their defense is, and nobody was really the focus was away from our offense, which is fine. But we just kind of felt like, a little disrespected, and we let that, feel our fire through the week, and we're just able to get it done.
Easton, Coach Klieman said he's addressed the team about distractions on the outside, specifically his job status. Can you tell us what that conversation was like?
Yeah, it's really not a distraction. Coach is focused on this group right here, and we were doing the same thing. And look, let's be honest, Coach deserves any opportunity that he would get if he did, and so we'd love him and support him regardless of what happens. But it's not a distraction.
Do you know? Have you been following what's going on?
Yeah, everybody's aware of the rumors and all that stuff, but like I said, it's not a distraction, and it won't be because of the type of person he is and the program that he's established here.
Bruce, how important is that first drive of the third quarter, and what do you get kind of clicking after it seemed like their defense settled in to some extent in that second quarter?
It was very important. We were able to go into the locker room and get some things drawn up and just kind of establish, what we need to work on and take advantage of what was doing well. So I feel like, that message that, coaches just kind of preaching on, just keep running the ball. We're not satisfied when we're up. It's 0-0 when we come out of half. So.
Easton, what you were able to do against the #1 defense in the country, statistically, what went into your preparation? Were you expecting this kind of performance? Did you see stuff that came to fruition today that you felt really prepared for this one?
Yeah, I felt really good about the plan, and obviously, it's a really good defense, and they won a lot of games. That's hard to do, and so we knew it would be a tough task coming in, but at the same time, we've got really good players on offense, and we're able to rotate a lot of guys and find different ways to get the football and be creative to get guys, one-on-one opportunities and open in space. And so it was a really good plan. And then bottom line is guys played hard and executed.
We always talk about with you guys about how you guys are opportunistic. You take what the defense gives you and then move from there. Did this require very little change? Was this what you were expecting? How it would go?
Yeah, a little bit. They gave us a little bit different looks, and especially in slot formations, did some different things than maybe we prepared for. But you adjust, and that's the biggest thing you can do in the playoffs is adjust quick and then find ways to execute. And we did that, and Coach put us in a really good position throughout the whole game.
So much is made of you being a fifth-year senior and the experiences you've had and you've been through. Do you feel as comfortable as ever? Is it amazing how, I don't want to say easy because I don't want to belittle what you do, but how easy it comes to you at this point?
Yeah. obviously, I think experience is the best thing you can have for building confidence and feeling good. And I think Bruce would say the same thing. The 23 other seniors would all say this is the best we felt because we've done it three times now. And so we understand what practice looks like Monday through Friday, what the walkthroughs look like, and we know what needs to get done when the ball gets kicked off. And so it's a good group, and Coach does a really good job keeping us focused.
What's an 8th straight trip to the semis mean to you?
It's crazy. There's just so much tradition here, and there's just an unbelievable culture that has been established, and I think it just continues to get better. Coach, never lets us stumble and keeps us focused and challenges us every single day, and it's fun playing for him, and it's fun playing with this group of seniors and with this team because there's so many good leaders and just really good people, so it's fun.
Phoenix Sproul's got his first touchdown today. What's that like to be a part of for a kid like him?
Oh, that was a blast. I was so happy for Phoenix, and the best thing about that is he had an opportunity earlier in the game, didn't come up with it, and for him to be able to bounce back and make a play like that speaks volumes about the type of person he is and the player that he's gonna be for this program. He's gonna be a great player, and it shows a lot of mental toughness to come back and make a play. And he had a huge catch on a 3rd down too early in the game. So just really happy, proud of Phoenix.
Bruce, the 8 trips to the semifinals in a row, Coach Klieman said never take it for granted. How do you guys take that never take it for granted mindset and keep that edge, even though it's something a lot of guys in this program have done multiple times?
Well, we just obviously we work hard throughout the season, but when we do have a win, we celebrate the win. We don't just think it comes with this. A lot of people think just because we're NDSU, we're supposed to win. So we celebrate that, but also after the game, start Monday, we forget about it. So I think with this win, we live in the moment and we don't take things for granted. We're obviously blessed to be at this a great team, part of a great team, and just carries a great tradition. But we also just know what's in front of us and what we got to keep doing.
Can you see where elements their D were pretty good during the year? 21, their linebacker, for instance.
Oh yeah, 21 was a great player. He understood football. You could hear him communicating, just screaming out some things that he saw. And you could obviously just know he played a lot of football. And just as a defense, they were actually pretty good. We just made the most of our one-on-one opportunities, and we're just able to come out strong.
This Colgate defense, they don't give up 100-yard rushers. You go up over 100 today. What was that a product of?
Product of the whole offense, coaching staff, from the Rams, the crew chiefs, the receivers, Easton getting us in the proper checks and stuff. So it's a team thing. It's not just one individual.
Easton, the Senior Bowl invites went out. You're not one of them. You played on national TV today. I know it's about the team, but was today say, hey, don't forget me in this conversation?
No. I'm just excited for another opportunity to play with this team, and that's where my focus is at, and it was fun. It's fun, obviously, being on TV. I think for our program and for our university, it's great exposure, and let people know that there's good people and good football up here in Fargo, and it was a blast playing today.
There's a video going around social media of you dribbling the football between your legs and everything like that. Is that something you practice, or?
Honestly, I do it on Saturdays. It's part of my routine, I guess. I go out there and warm up and before warm-outs, and I don't know, it's just part of my routine, so that's pretty cool.